Slice of Tea. I'm Shani.
I'm Libby, and welcome back to the DayDream, where today's tea is...
Ceylon.
No, that's perfect.
Ceylon. We have been trying to pronounce this for a good 5 minutes. I thought it was Ceylon tea. It's spelled Ceylon. And I literally thought it was Ceylon tea, but it's Ceylon, as in pronounce it as Suhlon. Ceylon. I am sorry if there's anyone out there who is offended by it.
Yes. We've just...
Ceylon.
Yeah, we've spent a good 5 minutes kind of
practicing
discussing how to say salon.
Salon.
I mean...
Do you want to say it with us? And salon. Sorry.
Salon. Wait, shall we? 1, 2, 3.
Salon.
Do you know, I was going to say, I was actually going to count down in a different language, and then I'm like, hold on, calm down.
English.
Rein it in. So today, I'm sure you can notice that our tea is none other than bubble tea. And for our Spotify listeners, we have a little bubble tea in a glass, and we're just putting our straws into the bubble tea.
The reason why this is, like, I suppose, really exciting for us is that this is the first time we have ever made bubble tea before with the tapioca pearls, and it actually turned out really well, better than I thought it would. It tastes exactly like black pearls to me, so we're really excited for this. And shall we?
Cheers to that.
Sorry, had my hand in the way.
No, that's okay.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That is amazing. Oh my.
I think it's about time that we had a bit of a treat. As in, last episode was more than a trick.
That tastes like milky bubble tea to me. I can't have milky bubble tea, but that's exactly what it tastes like. So I wonder if they actually use Ceylon tea in their milky, but it actually doesn't say that on, like, their menu. That tastes phenomenal. So we've added almond milk, oat milk to it, but that is muy bien. So this was originally, it is produced in Sri Lanka, and it was formerly known as Ceylon based on our research, which is interesting. So thank you to Sri Lanka for this beautiful, magnificent tea, because this is really, really nice.
That is. I'm shocked at how good that is. Because, like, every episode we've had so far is an adventure in tea. And, you know, even though that last episode was a bit crazy because of the chili and cocoa tea.
I'm so sorry. The baubles are getting stuck. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Please continue.
Sorry. Pardon me. I don't know what noise that was, but that was inhuman. But yeah, every tea that we've tried so far, even the Ceylon, it's really incredible.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm actually thoroughly enjoying this. I'm glad that we bought a big packet.
Same.
Because we're definitely going to be making it. So far, this is probably one of my favourite bubble teas, and I've had a lot of bubble teas, but I can't have the milky ones because they've got milk in them. But this is amazing. Really, really nice. So it's also a black tea, but you searched up that it can also be green tea. Is that correct?
Yes.
So apparently, depending on the soil in Sri Lanka, it can really vary depending on what is there.
Is that so?
Yes.
Wow.
And which is interesting because it can change drastically, like the flavors and the notes of it can be like almost like a spice. I think it also said chocolate, or even have like some orange notes. So depending on where you get it from, I think you can really have a different taste of the Ceylon. I was about to say Ceylon tea, which is really nice that you can have a different variety of it. Like I know with English breakfast or Earl Grey, you can get slightly different types. So I suppose this one is also like that as well. That is really nice.
That is absolutely beautiful. Well, it's funny you should say that, you know, it's the soil is different because Ceylon comes from Ceylon. Sorry. Oh my God. We have to make a montage of how many times we probably say Ceylon wrong this entire episode. But it comes from the tea plant called
Camellia sinuses.
Camellia.
Yeah, we also had to practice that one as well. And I'm sorry if that is wrong. If it is and you do know it, please let us know how do you actually properly say it. Same with Ceylon tea, if we're saying that incorrectly as well.
This is all an educational learning curve for everyone. So we hope that you're certainly enjoying this as much as we are. Because we've been learning many a thing. And I think it's just so interesting how we learn things every episode. Are you
I'm
enjoying
sorry.
yourself?
No, I actually am. I'm very much enjoying this, I suppose.
Ceylon tea ASMR? Question mark?
No, it's because we're using paper straws because we couldn't find any proper bubble tea straws anywhere where we are. Like proper ones. The only ones we could find were silicone ones. But even then, they look a little bit too small because I'm struggling to actually get some of the black pearls through the straw at the moment. So we'll have to actually buy a proper straw.
Well, please answer me this.
Mm-hmm.
I just swallowed a tapioca pearl whole. Am I going to die?
No, you're fine. I did hear a story that a young girl had to get surgery because there was too many stuck in her stomach. But I think later out we found out she was never chewing them. She thought that you had to swallow them whole. So she wasn't actually breaking them down.
Am I going to die?
No, you're not going to die. You just swallowed one.
Okay, good.
It's tapioca. Do you know what I mean? It's like a really tough jelly, but minus the animal product.
Okay. Well, on today's episode... well, on today's episode... Well, before we even get into today's episode, with Ceylon tea, there are some different health benefits, and as we say on each episode, every tea that we try, it actually does have some health benefits, and Ceylon is not to be, what's the word? I guess... exempt from that list. So, yeah, Ceylon tea, it boosts metabolism, which is fantastic. I mean, obviously you'd want that because, you enjoy a nice, refreshing beverage and then helps things move along. Muy bien. It's rich in antioxidants. And yeah, it actually controls your blood sugar as well, which is fantastic for people who have diabetes.
Yeah, that's actually quite interesting. I love when each tea has its own health benefits. I think that's awesome. Imagine like you just have like a full-on cabinet of teas. Whenever you're feeling like a certain way, you just have some tea and that solves the issue. But yes, so childhood games. So we thought we'd break this up into 3 sections. The first section being Nintendo 64, the second being PlayStation 1, and the third being PlayStation 2.
Yes.
So we're going to start off with Nintendo 64.
Yes.
So originally it came out in 1995 in Japan, and in Europe and USA it came out in 1996, but for Australia it came out on the 1st of March 1997, which you were born in March 1997, and I was born in June 1997, so that is the console of our year. So I love how even though that's when it came out, consoles can really be played by any generation, no matter what age you are, it still brings that joy and fun.
Well, I mean, look at how everyone's going crazy at the moment for the Xbox. I'm sorry, I'm not a big Xbox fan. Xbox fan.
The new Xbox is coming out as well.
Yes. The same with PlayStation. I mean, I love you, PlayStation. Love you, Sony. The new PS5 is coming out. Woo. But, of course, we're here to talk about Nintendo 64, so let me come back on track and steer myself. Talk about PS5 later. My child. But
I'm struggling to get tapioca pearls. Yeah.
So am I. But did you own a Nintendo 64?
I did. It was my brother's.
Yes.
So I'm eating them pearls. It was my brother's, but mainly my brother played it, and then I would try and come and play and lose interest because my attention span as a child didn't exist. But for the most part of what I did play, I really enjoyed it, and so we have divided the 3 sections. So the games that Libby played on the Nintendo 64, the games that I played on the games that I played on the Nintendo 64, and the games that we both played together.
Yes.
So one of the first games that I played was Bomberman. And you haven't played Bomberman. Whoever's played Bomberman, you know what I'm talking about. That stuff is lit. That sounds really bad, but it is amazing because you're in like this little confined space, and there's like 4 of you, and the objective is to blow up your other components. Oh my god!
Wow!
Actually saying that out loud sounds horrible.
Well, just hearing you say that's lit of Bomberman. Well, isn't the objective of the game to like light a small bomb in place of someone's stepping line and then they like get blown up by your bomb?
So you can throw them.
Gotcha.
And you can also, there's like 2 different types. The one that I liked to play was, there was like 2 diamonds, one for your team, one for the other team, and you had to blow up the other team's diamond a certain amount of times in order to win. Or you can like also blow up your other opponent by putting a bomb near them or throwing them. Oh, excuse me, sorry. And so when they die, it takes a few seconds for them to come back, gives you the chance to get rid of the diamond.
Gotcha.
There was also, I think, like campaign or like other missions. I never did them, but now I actually really want to play the game. There was other bombs. There was like red bombs that were bigger and had like exploded a bigger area, like a bigger space. There was also, so there's little bits that you could pick up. Oh my God, there was even one where you'd shrink down really small and you'd be really fast and you'd be going around, and so that was fun. Or one that would like slow you down. So there were things added to it, and you also had different maps.
Right. Okay. Now, just a small disclaimer. We do not, obviously we don't bomb people. We like to play games that involve blowing people up, but not literally in real life, okay?
Oh, okay, yeah. Talking about Bomberman the game.
We are not actually people who want to harm people. We like video games. That's all. Please.
My straw has cacked itself.
Well,
I think I'm gonna have to get another one. I'm not, sorry, I'm dropping milk everywhere.
Well, I mean, do you know what? I think I'm at this point, I don't mean to offend anyone who loves their bubble tea, but I think I'm going to have to drink it without my straw because the paper straw is just...
I don't know how you're going to do that without all the boba tea hitting you in the face. Anywho, okay, my next game is Perfect Dark.
Okay.
And that to me was very similar in some respects to GoldenEye 007.
Oh my God.
But it is, like a shooting game. You go through missions. These missions are not easy. They're actually really hard. I remember going through each and every one of them with my brother, and we had to search up how to do it because it was that difficult. But what I love is it's like a cinematic kind of feel to it. You're out there. Did you get a bit of the straw in your mouth? I
don't know what that was, but
it would have been like the outside of the boba. It was like stringy and chewy. Yeah. It's almost like the sweetness around it. I don't know. Anyway, and I love the guns, the missions. It's just the costumes, what you look like. There's a lot more to it, but I guess I just want to quickly get through these in the time that we've got. The other one is Rush, which is a car racing game. And I just remember playing that a lot, as well as Cruising USA. I don't know. Did I spell cruising right? No, I missed the R.
So it kind of looks like you've got cussing USA.
The reason why I both thought those is actually more to do with the soundtrack. I really want to sing some of it, but it's going to sound really wrong. So I'm not going to sing it. But if anyone's ever played those, the soundtrack, that's what did it for me. And apart from that, which was Star Fox, which is called Lilac Wars or something like that.
Do a barrel roll.
I think that may have been the Australian version. I'm not entirely sure.
Do a barrel roll.
But I only played a little bit of that because, it is Star Fox. Because I was not good at that. And it was at the beginning, I think you were flying around. You had to get into like the circles and everything. And that was when up is down and down is up. The analog. What do you call that? Inverted. Yes. That's what
inverted
it's called. I do not like when up is down and down is up. I know they do that based on if you're actually driving like a helicopter and you like steer down, then it makes you go down, which is like steering up. But it makes sense. But for me, I like up is up and down is down.
Yeah, same.
All right.
Same.
Okay. All right. Now, what are your games that you?
Well, when I was a youngin. we didn't have a Nintendo 64, but our friends did. So when we went over to their house or any other sort of like, maybe like fun house or whatever you call it, we used to play the games with them. And one of them was Mario Party 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. And they were brutal. Like, compared to Mario Party now, Mario Party's like, you're fine, CPUs are not even... they're not even out to kill you. But in Mario Party 1, 2, and 3, my goodness. Put your legs between your knees and kiss your butt goodbye.
Don't tell me. I've got Chicken Little in my head, but that's not it.
Chicken Run.
I was just about to say Chicken... Girl, did I just say do not tell me?
Sorry.
It's okay.
So, yes, the CPUs in 1, 2, and 3. Whoa!
I'm so sorry if you're not actually seeing this and you're listening on Spotify with me trying to attempt to eat this bubble tea. You're hearing this bubble tea ASMR. I'm so sorry.
Bubble tea ASMR.
I have to pick up the baubles with my with the straw on the end of the straw.
Baubles? This is not December. Okay, we are about 2 months out from December. Sorry, I just ruined the ASMR. But see, this is what happened. But anyway,
Sorry, keep going. I'm really thoroughly enjoying this tea, but please continue.
so really all you need to know is that the mini games were amazing, but the CPUs were out for vengeance. Like, if you got a star, you get a star. They will steal your stars from you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was brutal. But the next game was also Mario themed. It was Mario Kart, and Mario Kart 64 to be exact. It was fabulous for the time and generation. Like, it was cute. Soundtrack was cute. The levels, you can be Peach, Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Toad. I mean, I always want to play as Bowser because he is a god amongst men. Sorry, Mario. But muy bien. I love that. And beating my friends was like the pinnacle of like, yes. It's like, hee hee hee. But Legend of Zelda was a favorite of mine when I was younger. I never completed it on Nintendo 64 and that goes for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Both fantastic games if you haven't played them. I completed them both on Nintendo 3DS. And I cried after each one of them because they were fantastic games. You've got this speechless protagonist who pretty much goes after this, I guess not Demon King, yes, Ganondorf. And, you're always thwarting him, like saving Princess Zelda, or she doesn't even need Link to save her. Princess Zelda is just a force to be reckoned with. Like, please, if you got a Nintendo Switch, play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, because it is no wonder why IGN gave it a 10 out of 10.
Did they really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's fantastic. But even Legend of Zelda, muy bien, loved it, one of my favorites. Super Smash Brothers, the OG original, free for all. Oh my god. The soundtrack in that was fantastic. You would fight at Hyrule Castle. You'd fight even at Peach's Castle, being Mario, Link, not Luigi. In fact, I think Luigi was a secret character.
Wow, Luigi.
Wario. You can be Yoshi. It was for like little character roster that you get on Super Smash Brothers. It was amazing. And, they recently released, not recently, but I think a few years ago, they released Super Smash Brothers for the Switch.
Yes.
Muy bien, again. But then also on 64, the one game that we played as well was Diddy Kong Racing. Oh, with Pig. It was good. Not bad. But I prefer Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Very much so. And of course, speaking of Diddy Kong Racing, Donkey Kong 64. It was cute. It was very good. Not as good as Donkey Kong Country, though. Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, maybe that's the one that I was thinking of. I think that's the one I have on DS.
Oh.
Actually, I didn't have. My brother had, but yeah, I never really played it that much.
I only played a snippet of Super Mario 64, but I never completed that also. I do have that for Nintendo Switch, though, and it is exactly how I remember it when I would play it at a friend's house. It was amazing. Frustrating, but good.
Right, and so the 3 games that we played together, or not together, but we both have played, is Banjo and Kazooie.
Yes.
Which has to be one of my favourite, if not my most favourite game on Nintendo 64, and I would say that's probably a lot of people's favourites. I love the soundtrack, I love the maps, I love Grunhilda, I love Kazooie himself. I think
it's actually a her.
The same...
Kazooie is a her.
Did I say himself? Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Wait, yes.
No, it is. You're right.
Yes.
Yeah. And the maps and Israel played all of it for me, and I watched all of it, and I just like very much enjoyed watching it because there were some parts that I actually hadn't even seen.
Really?
Yeah, I hadn't seen like the second half of it. I've seen the first half, and I've played a little bit, but I had zero patience once again. And I was not a massive fan as a child playing games where you have to jump up on certain levels.
Like
and
platforming sort of games?
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Well,
and so...
Sorry, go ahead.
You're good.
You go.
No, you go.
Well, I tell you what, there was one level in that game, specifically Rusty Bucket Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
When you're in the thing, the cogs and everything is
Yes!
yeah.
Oh my god. Now, on Nintendo 64, I didn't realize this. I also own an Xbox One, which is ironic because I am a massive PlayStation fan, but it's good to have both. Estela las dos. Look, on that level, I didn't realize at the time, but on Nintendo 64, if you lose all of your lives, you have to start the entire level again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
There was something, in fact, yeah, you have to start the entire level again.
Mm-hmm.
But if you die and you lose all your lives on Xbox One, you can still have your progress that you've made.
Mm-hmm.
But on the Nintendo 64, you've got to start the entire level again, get your jiggies again, and that's terrifying.
Absolutely.
I hated that level because of when you go over the little cogs and they knock you off and you fall down into the empty space. It's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Don't even get me started on that game over. My God. I had nightmares over that. Spoiler alert here, if you haven't played Banjo and Kazooie, if you get a game over on Banjo Kazooie, Gruntilda actually transfers her Tui.
Her personality in Tui's... Well, she fuses the two because she's cute and little.
She switches
Yeah,
it.
and so... Because she's ugly.
Yeah,
so she switches that over, so then Tui becomes ugly.
Yeah.
And that she becomes all beautiful and sexy kind of thing. She's like, oh.
Yeah.
And so
that was the most terrifying game over for me, but I love it. It's the best game over I have ever witnessed for a game.
Absolutely. I did very much enjoy that. Definitely.
No other game has hit me harder than that game over. I still remember it to this day and how freaky it was, but at the same time, I'm like, this is iconic, fantastic, chef's kiss. But yeah, another game that we've played together is GoldenEye. Yes.
So I did play it. I don't remember it as well. I think what I loved was the weapons and the hairstyles. I just remember this one lady who had this blonde short hairstyle. But I think I like the weapons more so in that. But it also gave me Perfect Dark vibes. I don't know if that ended up being by the same company or not.
It might have been done by Rare.
I was just going to say, because Rare was done by Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dark as well. And then the other game is Super Mario 64.
Ah, of course, yes.
And that, I remember watching my brother play that mostly. And I started playing it a little bit, but once again, it's a platform game. So... Me and my childhood, no. But that in itself is such an iconic game.
The Nintendo 64, I can't speak English, woohoo, was the last console to use ROM cartridges, which is very interesting. I mean, I'm sure many of you remember blowing on the cartridges to make them work again. Mm-hmm. I remember that very fondly. Bless them. Bless the Nintendo 64. Because then, as you said earlier, it was discontinued in 2002. So then the GameCube was using discs. So, discs.
Actually, I didn't say it was discontinued in 2002.
Ah, well, there you go.
But it is, and I was meant to say it. But yes, so they stopped, obviously, making them because they went on to making the GameCube and also the Wii as well.
Yeah.
So,
well, the Wii came out in about maybe 2008, 2009. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm not entirely sure.
But I think
yes,
roughly around that. But also in 1997, when the Nintendo 64 was released, it was released with 4 to 64 megabytes of storage, which is now, like, compared to consoles, like next-gen consoles like the PS5 or like the PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, you know, when you've got a hard drive of like 500 gig, the Nintendo 64 had 4 to 64 megabytes.
It's crazy, and I think that's why they called it the Nintendo 64 is because of how much it could hold.
Wow.
But that is, don't quote me on that. But
I mean, if that's true, then
yeah,
still wow.
Makes sense.
Matthew McConaughey, say wow for me. Wow.
I thought it was
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I was about to say William Osen.
William Osen. Who is he? Sorry.
I don't know.
Owen Wilson says, wow. I don't know why I had Matthew McConaughey in my head. But also, Super Mario 64 was the best seller for the Nintendo 64, which is no surprise. I mean, you know, that handsome devil Mario, Italian plumber. Oh.
Thank you very much for joining us on part 1 of our childhood games being Nintendo 64. We will do PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 in 2 separate videos because there are a lot of games, a lot of beautiful games that we really want to talk about, and I suppose we don't really want to rush it.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us.
Yes. Look, do you know what? Before we end this episode, I just want to say, how successful was our bubble tea tonight?
That was amazing. I am shook. I feel like we can like if I ever crave it, can easily make it myself. That was very simple to actually cook the tapioca.
No, I love it. It's such a nice tea. Even, you know, I haven't really drunk Ceylon tea before. I usually drink my English breakfast because I'm a big fan of the Yorkshire tea. And, you know, to go and have another tea like Ceylon is brilliant. I love it. I mean, I get so excited at the end of every episode because about how successful our tea has been each time we record. But I mean it. Like, I'm really, really intrigued to see what different types of tea there are.
I mean, considering after our last episode,
yes,
when we had the trick or treat tea,
oh dear,
this is like thank you, thank you for this tea.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Well, we hope you have a lovely day. Thank you for joining us on our daydream, and always remember to let your inner beauty shine.
That is correct.
And I'm Shani.
I'm Libby, and we'll see you in the next episode.